my gosh. Y'all see I've been working, right? I've been gathering supplies and now some of my eyebrow is missing. But we're going to get through this. In fact, hey, so we're going to get through this and we're going to be doing some Alchemy SpellCraft today. A lot of you guys were requesting spellwork. Well, I don't do the old spells anymore. Well, I do, but I'm not going to redo them on YouTube because they're already on my playlist. So you guys, I forgot one thing. I'm going to be right back, but we're going to be doing a spell. So I'll give y'all a few things to gather right now. If y'all want to do something with me, if you already have your supplies, because most of this stuff you should already have. You can get some water, some type of sacred water that you have. It could be rainwater, any type of water that you choose. Any type of dirt. It could be graveyard dirt, bank dirt, whatever you want to do a spell for. Some type of salt. We are going to be using some of our human blood, or you could use spit or DNA. We'll get that. And a little bottle. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm going to show y'all other stuff as well, but that's what we're going to make today. So I'll be right back. I'm coming, guys. Okay. Got my Bob the Builder outfit on today. So I forgot this. Okay. So we're going to be making I want to call this an alchemy spell bottle. So you're going to need like a glass bottle of some sort. It can be just anything to keep whatever we're getting ready to make in. It can be your old elixir bottle if you have one. It could be one of these little glass vials if you want. It didn't have to be large. It can even be one of these little mini ones. Now I'm going to do a mini one. You're at work. Well, you can watch this later and do it. The reason I'm going to do a mini one is because I need it to be done fast. Oh, in a lighter or some type of candle with fire. You need some fire. Okay. So I was going to show you other stuff, but let's do the spell first, and then I'm going to show you the other stuff after. So my lucky self was sent some catacomb dirt from one of my viewers and one of my group members. These are from the catacombs in Egypt. So this is going to have some ancient energy in it of the dead. It doesn't matter what color your candle is. You just need the fire. So we're going to be using some type of dirt. You can use grave dirt. If you have some grave dirt from someone, you can use bank dirt if you want to make this a money spell. So I have a little vial. I'm going to also use some of the Nile River water that they sent me as well. So I'm going to use a little bit of 1 drop of this, put in your bottle. You guys, you don't need a bottle right away. You can make this in a bowl or glass and then transfer it to a bottle if you like. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to get a drop of this, a little bit of this Nile River water, and I'm going to make sure to put the top on it because I know myself, and I will spill this. I got to put that top back on. Okay. So this, you can charge this or, however you do your workings, but this is just a glass bottle. a little glass vial. You can use a big one if you like. So I got some of this Nile River water in here. And I think I want some more. It's about that much, but I need more. You getting some Egyptian catacomb dirt as well. Your son is in Egypt right now. Oh, wow. Yeah, I gotta go. I know, but this is as close as I can get for now. So this is that ancient, you know, so I filled it about halfway up with the Nile water. Now you're not gonna drink this, so don't even worry about it. Now for the DNA, you're gonna need some type of DNA. You can use spit, blood, whatever. I ain't gonna limit you. I'm gonna use blood. I know I can't show that on camera because you know they'll cut me off. But if you're gonna use blood, get you like a pen and sterilize it. Put it in the fire. Get it real hot so it's had no any germs or anything on it. And like you want it to get it black, and then wipe it. I'm gonna do it twice just to be on the safe side. And then I'm gonna get a cotton ball. Wipe that. I know it's gonna hurt, but oh well. I'm a big girl, and plus the cat always scratches me anyway. I'm used to getting blood drawn. I kind of got a spot right there where I've already. All right, got some. Yeah. So it's not enough. It's gonna be enough, okay? All right. So I put some in there. I'm gonna put some more because that was not enough. You got a sugared blood pricker? Okay, you're lucky. And did they sell those at Walgreens or CVS? Because I need to get one. All right, so I'm gonna put it in there. It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't even have to see the blood unless you want to. So I got a Band-Aid now. Put this Band-Aid on. If you don't like doing blood, you can do spit or whatever, as long as it's your DNA. But I'm doing blood because it's symbolic of life force energy. And also blood type and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Yay. Okay. Got my stuff done. Okay, now I have a little blood in here. I'm going to also add a little bit of sea salt. Okay. Luckily, I'm just going to put a little bit of it in my hand. Luckily, I already have some, but I just wanted to show you how you already have some in here in this vial. But if you don't have like it already prepared and blessed and everything, you can use regular sea salt. Okay, so I'm going to put a pinch of that in there. Okay. Now this spell, it can be for whatever you choose to be because we haven't added our ingredient yet to make it the spell for what it's for. Okay. So if you want the spell for money, you can get some type of herb that has to do with money. You can get some type of, some type of herb or flower or plant that is for money. If you want it for love, you can get something that's for love. I have a rose petal. You can buy rose petals, but I have a rose petal. I can do this for love. I also have this catacomb dirt. And I want ancient spiritual connections, you know. So I want the good stuff. I want this, okay? I want that plasma. I want the spirits of the old days and the, you know. So I'm going to put some of the sand in here from the catacombs. So it's starting to look, I'm not doing a lot because I have to show you guys what I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the sand because I need as much of their essence and my essence to mix. I'm mixing our plasmas. You can get grave dirt from like a genius. You can get grave dirt from, you know, some lovers, like a married couple that's married next to, you know, whatever. I'm using the catacomb sand because I know, you know, those ancient souls that are buried there have some knowledge that I don't have, and I would like some. So I'll put some in there. Now, this is going to be the tricky part. I'm going to put the lid on it. I have a cork. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. My blood is in there. There's some sea salt, Nile River water, catacomb dirt. Or sand. This is a little bottle. Now, in alchemy, everything is electric. Not everything, but everything is energy. Okay, so I have a battery. Actually, I'm going to use this battery. You can use either one. This is a rechargeable battery, and this is not. So whatever type of battery you want to use. Something's telling me to use this battery, though. I don't know why. So I'm going to use this battery, and I'm going to set this on top of here and get it charged. If this is a hematite, you can use a magnet. This is a magnetic hematite. I know I didn't say to use these. You can go ahead and charge. You can go ahead and charge this with fire as well. I'm going to do both. Or look, even better. Y'all know those electric warmers for candles? Y'all can use that too. Okay, so either way, I'm going to use both, the candle in this. But I'm just putting, like, getting that energy riled up in here, okay? Anyway, so you can let that sit however long you want. I'm just doing this for camera, so we're going to pretend like we let that sit for about 5 minutes, okay? Now, with your fire, you're going to heat this solution. You're going to heat the solution. What we got to do, I got a little one, so I got to use pliers. You can hold it if you have a big bottle. What we're going to do is heat this solution up so that it starts to get that condensation. Okay? So I'm holding the little, now this is why I chose a small one, so that we could see the condensation and the process faster. Now, while you're doing this, you can be putting your intentions into your spell work right now, like visualizing and manifesting the energy. Y'all see how it's starting to boil? The energy coming to you, the knowledge coming to you as you sleep. I'm making some plasma. I'm mixing our plasma, and I'm getting ready to release it into the ethers so that we are, okay, alchemy experiment gone wrong. Well, it's released. Oh my gosh. Okay, get a bigger bottle. I got wax all over my computer now. Oh my gosh. I guess I'll clean that later. Okay, you need to be wearing goggles too. I guess we're learning today. Okay, y'all, I do have goggles. I just didn't want to look bad on the camera. That's my vanity. But that's my bad. Anyway, so it's already in the ether. It's burnt up already. It's over. It's gone. It's done its job. So if I had not have popped that, if it had not burst, actually the lid just flew off. I still have the bottle, so I'm lucky. But the lid actually, the pressure from it pushed the lid out. So maybe no lid next time. I don't know where the thing flew. It was a cork. So now that there's still some in the bottom, and the wax has sealed it actually from the candle. So now that a lot of that has gone up into the ethers, if that wouldn't have happened, you would not have had the top on and you would have let it boil out. Okay. So you would let it boil out until there's nothing left. I was trying to get it hot and then take the top off, but okay, whatever. But you get the point, right? So this is another way to do spell work, manifest, and do alchemy at the same time. Very easy, right? It was, I have to get like something to scrape this wax. There's like drops of wax on my computer. But you can keep the bottle because there's still probably some in there, and just, keep it on your altar or whatever. And there you go. You could even do this like for a binding spell. And you're like, I'm gonna make you my twin flame. I'm gonna make you my twin flame. I'm gonna make you and my plasma merge together in the ethers. Y'all crazy obsessed ladies and gentlemen. Because you want to. Some of y'all. Anyway. So that's another good way to do a binding spell. Okay, so now that your DNA, their DNA, don't mess around and make a homunculus. Don't flush it down the toilet. The dusty work. So that was exciting when it exploded, though. It's like, wow, just give it that extra power. It just went flying up. That was the gas. That was the gas that had been heated, and that energy from the gas and the steam that shot the cork out. I mean, I'm sure there had to be some plasma released as well. So, yay. So hopefully I'll get some more ancient, connections and spirits and knowledge from that. My blood is very powerful. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do after that. Okay. That was the spell. Okay. Hope y'all have fun doing that later. Just don't leave the cork on or the top. The smaller the bottle, the faster it goes. As you can see, I wasn't expecting it to be that fast. So here's another way where you can do like actual craft that you want to give someone as a spell or as a gift. Thank you. Okay, so they're selling these little boxes that look like books. And I thought these would be cute to do spell work in. This is from Michael's. They sell these at Michael's, the Dollar Tree even. So get you like a little box. And we're going to do, if you work with your ancestors, Dia de los Muertos is coming up, or, the veil is thinning. If you want to connect with, the spirits of, the dead. This is what we're going to be doing. So if you can't do an altar, because I know a lot of you guys can't do altars, you can do a secret altar for them. You can get some crafting paper, some stickers, some decorative stuff. Like I got this, and it's just or you can just get regular old paper and decorate it with markers. Or print something out on the computer. Whatever you want, okay? So I like this one. Or you could just use some regular plain black paper. I'm keeping it black because of the ethers. Right? You could manifest more energy with darkness. The darkness, because it holds more energy. So black paper, black clothes, when you go out in the sun, it gets hotter because it holds more energy. So you're going to use black or something close to black, like gray or as dark as you can get, okay? So I got my black paper. I'm going to actually line this with black because I don't want that white background. And you can just measure it like this. Just cut around the box. Probably just a tad bit smaller, but you could go ahead and adjust it later. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do mine. I have some stuff. You can use grave dirt in here. You can use a picture of the deceased. You can use the belonging of the deceased. If you don't have a deceased you want to connect with and you just want to connect with spirits in general, you can use some random graveyard dirt. If you feel frisky. Okay. So if you're feeling frisky. So whoever you want to connect to, write their name on this paper. I have a gold pen. They have gold Sharpies you can get. You can use white paint, whatever, you know. So I'm going to use this gold pen. And you can write the name, or you can just say spirits of knowledge, you know, whatever you like. I'm going to do spirits of knowledge for now because I can do it. You can do as many as you want. Spirits of knowledge. You are welcome. Okay, so don't laugh at my handwriting. I have a cut. So 6 spirits of knowledge, you are welcome. Okay, and put that in there. You could decorate it, stick stickers on it, whatever. Get creative. You know, I got some of these. If you don't have black paper, just use what you have. You don't really need to. But I'm saying black has more energy. You know what I'm saying? So you can. Ooh. I'm gonna put a picture of a ghost because it's a spirit. I mean, I'm gonna do a ghost sticker on there. It's the plasma. Okay. I'm gonna put some skulls and bones and things like that to represent the dead. I'm gonna put a gold skull. Oh, you guys, for that spell work that in the bottle, if you have some of your elixir, the first phase 1 with the gold, you can put that in there as well to push your energy higher because the gold is a superconductor. Okay. I'm gonna put a candle. Okay, y'all know what I mean. Just decorate however you want. It doesn't have to be anything special. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put an owl because owl means wisdom. I want wise spirits. Okay, so here's what I got. You could draw them on there if you don't have stickers or make a printable online. So I'm pretty sure I cut this too big. I'm just gonna slip some off on the side. All right. All this stuff was 40% off at Michael's anyway. So, and if you got a coupon, even better. You know, that's cute. This was fun. I did it with you did it with me? Did yours explode? From chemistry to scrapbooking, you'll never know where I'm going. It's still magic. Okay. It's too long. So I gotta trim it down some more. No, it's too wide. Trim that down. Cut some of that sticker. No. Oh well, they won't mind. Okay, now it fits. Let's try and error. Okay, now there we go. So now that it's stuck in there, you can glue it down if you want. I'm not going to do it because of time. So I'm going to place in the box. You can put. I'm going to put a feather in there for flight. You know, the spirits are able to fly, and then I'm going to put something in there for being grounded as well, so that they can come and go as they please. So you can use a stone, a rock, a crystal, whatever that you will use to represent being grounded. You can even put some dirt in there. I'm going to use a root. I'm going to use a root for being grounded. Also, a root is good for the underworld as well, like, you know, because it's underground, and good for subliminal and subconscious knowledge as well. I'm going to use a root to represent being grounded. You can use any root you like. I'm using the Jezebel root because that's the only one I have right now. I have a unicorn root, but it's upstairs. Maybe I'll get me some wise Jezebels. some old school Jezebels from the olden days, okay? I'm going to use some black salt as well. And this is black. I keep this in my crafting room. So this is special for spells only. You can put the salt in a vial if you don't want it just loose. You can put it in one of your glass vials, or even just a paper, like a plastic baggie, if you like, which is a good idea. I'm going to put it in a plastic bag because I don't feel like messing with those vials today. Ashir, where your old man at? He's at work where you should be. Oh, I have a tooth in there. What is this? A tooth. It's probably my kid's tooth. My baby's tooth. Okay, so put some in my hand. All right, got my black salt. Put that in there because I want the dark energy. I want them to come from the ethers. I want them to be wise. And I'm also going to stick an Ankh in there because I'm requesting that perhaps they be from Kemet or Egypt or something like that. And this is also hematite. And if you charge this or you put a magnetic hematite in there, it's going to also be like an attraction, attracting that energy as well. Electromagnetic energy, plasma, spirit. Okay, so we're working with alchemy in this spell. I'm going to place that in there. And I'm going to also stick in this magnetic hematite as well. So this is my spell box so far. That's my petition, kind of. My grounding root, my feather for flight, my black salt to represent the salt of the earth and the ethers in the sky. Now, you can do blood if you want. You can put that blood vial in there as well if you like. It's very optional. Now, you can use DNA or whatever you got. If you want, I know some of y'all are a little devious. Y'all want some evil spirits. Not evil, but if you want some spirits from, the underworld, you can use sulfur. If you don't have sulfur, you can use a match. Stick a match in there for the element of sulfur, representing the underworld. Stick that in there too, because I'll take anything. I'll take it all. Because I don't care. So yeah, put that in there. You can also do another vial of blood, spit, whatever. I'm going to do spit this time. I know it's nasty, but I'm not poking myself again today. I need to get one of those diabetic blood thingies that she was talking about. Okay. Oh, this is nasty and unladylike. So I'll do it off camera. Okay. I don't have enough spit. Maybe I'll drink some water and then I'll put it in there. Mm-hmm. Okay. There we go. This is messy. Okay. Well, it has my DNA in it, so it's good enough. You can seal this with the wax or whatever, or tape, whatever. But I'm not going to seal it because I want it to kind of come through the cork. But just in case, or you can put it in a plastic bag if you don't want it to spill everywhere. So I'm going to stick it in here. So all these requests. Now, I can also put in that catacomb dirt since I am requesting spirits. Y'all have visit her. It's okay. He'll come back. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Come on, Reed. Okay. Stay outside. All right, you guys. Sorry, I had a package. So I'm going to put a little of that catacomb dirt in mixed with my black salt. Thank you. Wig is here. Yep. How did you know? Oh, yeah, you must have been on my other channel. Kitty thinks I have treats. No, Kitty. This is not treats. If you guys watched my spirit cooking video, what did y'all think about that? Rico's outside. He's running around. He's good. I'm gonna put some of that catacomb dirt up in there. I'm calling in the spirits through alchemy. So, putting that in. My DNA, maybe some of their DNA in here. Black salt, sulfur, because I'll take you from the underworld if you're there. I got a root to symbolize being grounded. Got the feather for flight to the ethers and back, so that they know that they're not trapped or being summoned to do some type of, people will summon energies to do this. They're free. You're free. Just, And then you can put your intention in here and set this on your altar. This will be good if you want to put it on a spirit board. Whatever. Even if you could use this with the Ghost app on your phone, the Ghost Radio app or whatever, Ghost, whatever, and try to get information that way. And this is going to be a really good energy drawing in of energies or of spirits. And then of course I have the skull on there and it says magic because I want these to be people that work with energies and magic and alchemy and things like that. Okay, I don't want any religious people. I don't want any people that don't do alchemy. So I'm requesting specifically magical people from the catacomb, Egypt, Kemet. I even have the Unk in here because the energies were once kept here in the ancient days. And I have the sulfur to represent the underworld. And then I have my DNA, which is spit and water mixed together. You could do blood, whatever. And my root. And then on the back, I wrote, spirits of knowledge, you are welcome. And that's pretty much it. What did it fell? Something fell out. What was it? Oh, my DNA. I need that. Okay. So if you want to make this even more powerful, you can stick a crystal in there, a battery in there, something like that. A rose oil, and a rose is the highest vibrating living thing as well. You can do that as an offering as well. I'm going to put a crystal and a battery in there. And that's it. It's done. I'm going to set it on my altar. And you can also charge your elixir. If you guys have the elixir, you can also charge your elixir on this if you're wanting, knowledge from certain people, places, spirits, energies. You can do this for a deity as well that you want to connect with. If you don't want spirits, you could do a deity that you would like to connect with. You could do an angel that you would like to connect with. Things like that. And I'm trying to read some of these questions. Okay. Do you keep an ancestor altar up year round? No, I don't. Because I don't work with my ancestors year round. I kind of, because I'm doing alchemy and things like that. I feel like I can, but I don't need, I do honor them. So, so you can use that box as a generator all the time. Great idea. Yeah. You want to get your vibration and energy up for your spell work? Throw some batteries in there. Throw a battery, a crystal, a hematite. And you guys, feathers. You know how feathers work? It's science. You know why birds don't get electrocuted? And you know how feathers work with electromagnetic energy as well. So I bought a bunch of feathers from like Michael's. They have natural ones that haven't been dyed. Bam. Got that energy on there. And like I said, if you do have the elixir, which I was taking anyway, so it's in my spit, in my DNA, you can put some of that in there as well as a superconductor. Thank you, Miss Half. Another great video. Aw, thank you. You can also use jars, you guys. You can use jars. I got this at Michael's. It says, but you can use jars for this if you don't have one of those boxes. I know a lot of people are fond of jars because they're, contained, and you can store them and you can hide them and you don't have to worry about the things spilling out. But this is magnetic as well, so there's a magnet on there, so even better, more attraction. Oh, I also bought, then this is something else. We're moving on now to something else, and this is it, the last thing. Also bought, you could start with a Alchemy spellbook, because I know this is maybe a little bit different from the, witchcraft that you probably are used to doing with certain, elements and rules and all that kind of stuff, or not. You can start a whole new book of shadows or keep track of your spell work. And once you've been manifesting, you can use one of these type of journals or sketchbooks from Michael's, and you can decorate it just for working with spirits and alchemy. You can use one of these little cheaper ones. This is $5. So you could just do Alchemy spellbook and then have your other spell book, but this is different because it requires different things. And you can also write how it works, write down how it works. So it's not just random stuff thrown together. You understand. This is when I say when people do magic, they must understand how it works. Because the more you understand how it works, the faster you can manifest it, the better you can manifest it, the more precise it will be. Because we know how, batteries work. We know how magnets attract, electric currents, and how it's a conductor. We understand that our DNA, once heated, will turn into a gas and then plasma. We understand that. We also understand how feathers work and how they work with electromagnetic energy. Okay. We understand that there are traces of, energy in the sands and the catacomb sands and in graveyard dirt and all that kind of stuff. We understand that through science, right? As the body decays, a lot of the gases and maybe some of the elements and whatever will come up through the dirt, A, B, C, and D. That's easy, okay? We understand that crystals amplify energy. We understand that. That's science. We understand that you can use wood. A stone represents the earth. A root also represents the under the earth. Roots could also represent ancestors, whatever you need it to represent. Okay. And then sulfur, of course, that is also associated with alchemy and also the underworld. So we have this. You can also use powdered sulfur if you have some. I have some, but I don't feel like going back upstairs and looking for it. So I'm going to use a match because, you improvise. So here we go. We have this. And this, paper, cardboard, and it's very permeable, It's not everything is vibrating anyway, so it's not solid. So the energies can get in and out at will. Okay, so now that we perfectly understand what we're doing, it's going to be easier to leave it alone and stop doubting because there's science and alchemy behind it. Okay, we got the science, we got this alchemy behind it. We have, dirt from the catacombs. We know what type of spirits we're trying to contact. We're good. We're not scared because we know a lot. Our knowledge has increased. We're using alchemy and spell work instead of just following a recipe and not knowing what we're doing. So this is going to probably bring you more things faster, whatever you're trying to do spell work for. Now, and I dropped it. Good thing all that stuff was in a bag. But here, you guys, that's why you could use a jar. Just make sure it has like a maybe a hole in the top for easy access, in and out, spirit hole. So knowing that, you can set it down and leave it on your altar and be expecting visitors in your dreams, thoughts to come into your head, synchronicities, knowledge and ideas out of nowhere, because that's how it works. You're not going to have a ghost come and sit in front of you and start talking to you. Okay. That's not how it works. You're going to get energy from certain ideas. You're going to be drawn to certain things. This is how they talk to us. Okay. You're going to have dreams. You're going to astral travel. You're going to be led to read certain things, to certain videos online, perhaps. You're going to start looking at things differently or from a different perspective, perhaps. You're going to be open to newer ideas that maybe you were closed to before. So that's how it's going to work. You're not going to actually meet a spirit. They're not going to sit down in front of you and talk to you like a zombie. This is how the plasma and the energies are going to influence the way that you're thinking. Okay. And here's another thing that y'all can do. If you have an oil burner, or you can just do it in a pot on the stove. Y'all know how we do. You can take some of the sacred waters that you have, or any type of purified water. You can put some of your DNA in it. And you can put some of that dirt and boil it and let it go all throughout the house. Okay. If you want to get super technical and have that energy all around you. Do it in the dark. I don't know. Whatever you can get as creative as you like. So you understand the steps to manifesting using dark energy, but how do I come back from my conscious mind if I astral travel? You never leave it. Your conscious mind is always there. That's why it's conscious. Okay. Do I tell my mind to come back? No. You never lose your mind. You always have your mind. You don't need to tell it to come back. When you wake up, it's back. There you go. If you have old pennies, 1984 or older, they're made out of copper, like all copper. This is also a conductor, so you can stick that in your box or your jar as well. I'm gonna stick this one in there because it's old. Always look for old pennies. How would you describe the difference between using alchemy to perform spells via regular spell? You know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing, and it is the first form of spell work, the original. To be recorded, yes. It is ancient and works with science and the cosmos. Yes. So you're working as above, so below, literally. You're releasing it into the ethers physically through matter in the fourth state. So you're becoming an alchemist, but you know all the witchcraft stuff. That's easy. Been there, done that. Move forward to something different. Okay. And it's not really moving forward because this is older than that. Only women are into this? No, there are male alchemists everywhere. This is a science. So do you, like, if you are a man, you don't have to do all that decorating stuff. It doesn't have to be pretty. I like to match stuff and decorate. You can do it in a jar, on a black piece of paper, or on a white piece of paper, whatever you want. Okay. You don't have to get this technical with it. I'm a woman. I'm feminine. I like doing things creatively, and that's just my feminine energy at play. How do your ancestors stay fed if you don't keep an altar up year-round? My ancestors don't need to stay fed. They can find energy elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? I honor them at certain times of the year. I don't have a religion. I don't have a religion. That's why in ancient Egypt, they left the mummies, they left the bodies. They can come back and get energy from there. They can come here and they can go get energy from the ethers. They can go get energy from, if they haven't been cremated, their dead body. They can go get energy from, heat sources, anything that's hot with electromagnetic energies. So, but it is nice and it's to honor them. Yes. So, yes, it's very nice to honor them. I can honor them, you can honor them as well year round with photos and candles. You don't need all that extra stuff. You can just use a candle and say, for my ancestors. Jinn, you go to the graveyard and lots of jinn and demons stay there. Yeah, but if you break down what those things really are, everything is energy. So they're just energies. They said jinn were made of fire. Okay, so that's just, someone that's able to travel in their electromagnetic form or to the ethers. Doesn't scare me. They're just more advanced and different. What do you do with the box and stuff after? You can leave it on your altar. You can you can use the things over and over. That's the good thing about being an alchemist. You don't have to do anything with these. You can keep them and reuse them because they're tools. They're not, they're tools. Thank you, James. James, what? James, again? Thank you for helping me live a guilt-free life. Please continue to share your knowledge for decades. James. You didn't made it rain again. $111.11. Wow. Thank you. That is very nice of you. I feel like, well, all I can say is thank you. So I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad I'm helping you live a guilt-free life. Okay. That's a different James. Now they're asking James if he's single. You knew that was coming though, James. But thank you. You made my day again. It's a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you. So you can disassemble this and reuse it over. Like seriously. Because now your DNA, if you can do fresh DNA because it's probably old. But you can do fresh DNA and fresh dirt and sand. So if I were to get rid of these two things, I would mix them together and put them in some type of fire or sprinkle a candle with them or something like that. That's how I would get rid of them. So I would use it as like a candle sprinkling and just put it in a tea light or something and burn the tea light out. You're good. If you want to go, old school witchcraft way. And so thank you, James, again. Everybody's talking about James. That necklace, this is the Seal of Solomon. This is gives you the ability to command spirits. I sell this on my store, darkrealmonlineoccultshop.com. But when you're working, like if you're working with spirits, and let's just say you want to work with spirits, you would wear this. They would listen to you. So now, someone else gave me a donation earlier. Yes, I told them thank you as well. I appreciate all donations. So, okay, now that that's out of the way with the little box, and I want to show you guys one more thing, and then I'll take questions and we'll just chit chat. I think you can buy these online on Amazon now. I'm not sure. These are like semi-precious stones, and they come in these little glass bottles. Someone was asking me about this, so I wanted to show you guys what they were. They're called semi-precious stones, and you can get them on Amazon or something like that. They were asking me where I got these, and because I took some of the chips out and I glued them in my book of shadows and wrote what each stone meant. So I don't know if they're watching, but this is what I used. And they're listed on the back as well. So yay, that's for y'all. I was going to add this snake skin in there as well to represent the Kundalini energy rising, which I still can add. It's a snake, that snake energy, that serpent energy. I'm just going to add a little piece because I don't want to use all my good snake skin. Yeah. So I'm going to put some snake skin in there for that serpentine energy. There. So you can use this, like if you're into voodoo or hoodoo, do it that way, but also use the alchemy. Whatever type of magic that you want to use, whatever type of deity that you, or, anything, you can use the alchemy with it. Okay. It doesn't have to just be like I did it. You can incorporate how you do it. I'm sure athletes follow her plan to get energy. What? You don't like snakes? Okay, you don't have to use snakes. You can use a photo of a snake or a printout of a snake, or you can just, draw a snake. You don't have to use snakes at all. I just say I want it for that energy. Thank you. I'm so fearless. Have you ever heard of Persilius. He was an alchemist from ancient Greece who was doing experiments of all types of herbs and extracts. He essentially was creating ancient medicine. Yes. Um, I think I read about him. And also a lot of the, like, I have this is a coffin key. That's what they call it, a coffin key. There's a hole in the coffin. It's like a screw, and it seals the coffin shut. So you stick this in that little hole, and then the coffin is sealed shut. This has a lot of energy on it. Okay, I've been to plenty of funerals with this. I've used this on many caskets. It's been in many cemeteries, sat in funeral homes. This has a lot of energy from the dead on it as well, and it's metal. That's Rico trying to get in. So this can also be used to attract spirits, being metal, but it's not going to fit in my box. But if I had a bigger box, definitely, or I could just set it on top as well. Get that energy. Where do I get snake skin? My mom has a lot of land. We live in Texas, so she has a lot of land. And there's snakes. She's always finding snake skins everywhere. So I tell her to get it for me. You have a black snake in your freezer. Ooh. If you master your thought and emotion, no tools needed. That's right. Mental alchemy. There's different types of alchemy. There's spiritual alchemy, mental alchemy, physical alchemy, financial alchemy. It's just the process of turning lead into gold, turning the basic into fantastic. It's taking yourself and becoming your best self. And when you incorporate it into any type of magic or spell work, it goes with universal law, it goes with science, and it goes with spirituality, and it goes with cosmic law. I mean, the cosmos as well. So you're going to be, in the same vibration and frequencies as the universe itself. Because you're working with the elements. On one of my videos, I said that the cosmos expresses itself through nature. Nature expresses itself through the elements. Okay. And man expresses themselves through creativity and being creative or destructive. So just like nature is also creative and destructive, so is the universe, so is man. As above, so below, as within, so without. So just as you can create, you can also destroy. And knowing this and not having any guilt surrounding it, not having any fear of karma and all the things that come with traditional, types of magic, you are free and limitless, just as the universe is. So this is more freeing. This is more liberating and limitless as far as any type of rules are concerned. Your only laws or principles are the universal law and principle. Thank you. So a sheer star, what about for love? Someone came back from my past. I decided to do this. I need to be. Ew, y'all don't ask me about that because y'all already know my answer. But it is possible to do for love. And if that man does not love you, if that woman does not love you, it cannot create love. All you can do is send out that energy. And if they receive it and feel the same way, then great. So if that person no longer loves you and they're feeling lots of love energy from you, if they don't love you, then it's not going to, we go scratching on the door. If they don't really have those feelings for you, it's not going to even, matter. So you gotta, you may be able to get them to lust after you. You may get them to think about you and call you and need you for something, or just want to see you and are curious about you. But that love, that's a whole different type of energy. You can't create that. It can only come from attraction to that person. Okay. So, right. So you can get them to lust after you. You can get them to do all of that kind of stuff. But love, if they don't really love you, not going to happen. um, I don't do love spells anymore. I don't do love spells. So if you requested that, I didn't answer back. Okay. Um, you can't really control other people because everyone has free will. All you can do is use the power of suggestion or use alchemy to attract them, but that attraction is not permanent. You understand? That's why I'm telling you guys. Y'all have to understand what y'all are doing. No matter how much you like someone, they got to like you too. You know what I'm saying? For it to work. Like you can have two plugs. If that plug does not find a socket, if you're trying to put two, plugs together and one is not feeling you, it's not going to work out. If you have a battery that's charged and one that's not charged, your device is just not going to work with one dead battery and one charged battery. So you got to make sure y'all are on the same page. Better to get a new person, because old feelings and old memories can also make it worse instead of better. Okay. I sure do. This is my laptop. I'm eating a piece of chocolate now. After you do spell work, always re-energize. Eat some chocolate. How do you get rid of an ex that won't go away? Block his phone number. Call the police. He shouldn't be able to contact you. None of my exes have my information. You want him to contact you. That's the problem. How about you just block his phone number? Your ex, then block him on whatever social media. How can you increase luck? Luck, in alchemy, technically, there's no luck. There's no coincidence. So you use the law of cause and effect. Whatever you want to happen, you start preparing for it today. Desire or going in that direction and not the opposite of that direction. Okay. But luck, if we're going to go back to that mindset, I would say anything that promotes positive thinking will bring luck because it's all based on your vibration. Ask, sure, come to my house. I'm really thinking of moving again. Oh, they come to your house. Well, then you shouldn't answer the door. Look out the peephole. If it's them, don't answer. They'll get the message. I mean, a lot of you ladies keep allowing it. People can't not do what you do not allow. Okay? People will do what you allow. People will do what you won't do, what you won't allow. So just don't answer the door. Okay. You tried DMT and saw spirits all around you. Tell me about it if you can. I never tried DMT, but I think I've seen a lot of things without that. Or maybe I have overactive DMT or extra DMT in my body already because I've already seen those without that. Especially when I was young. It was very vivid and bright, and you could see like fire and things moving. You saw the energy. Yeah, I saw that when I was very young. And sometimes you can still see it if you turn off lights. Your DMT is activated in darkness. Turn off lights and you'll be able to see spirits faster or energy. Um, that's why on those ghost hunting shows, they turn off the lights. Mhm. How do you use law of rhythm in your favor? Well, know all things change. So predict change and make decisions based on things are going to change. Hmm. How do I get to your spiritual group? We're on Facebook and it's a secret group and it is a paid group, so you must pay like a one-time fee. It's a one-time non-refundable fee to get in the group, but there's lots of books, PDFs in there and things like that as well. So it's worth it. But just inbox me on Facebook. But here's the thing, I have backed up messages. So try back in like 2 weeks, inbox me on Facebook, and I'll be able to probably get to you right away because people will inbox me all at the same time, and I can't check all of them. So you just have to wait for 2 weeks till I get through them all. Just inbox me at a random time because if I say it now, everybody's going to inbox me. Just pick a random time and do it. Yeah, my book is on Amazon.com. It's called How to Manifest with Dark Energy. It's not in the group, but I do give a discount if you purchase the book. um, and send me a screenshot of your purchase, I'll give you a discount price into the group. But like I said, everybody's going to go rush to do that. I'm going to have backed up emails for weeks and weeks and weeks. So, or a week at a time. That's why I don't like to really tell people all this stuff online. Randomly just come find me when there's not an announcement. You know what I'm saying? It's the price of the book, the discount. So yeah, you can get as creative as you want with any type of crafting, spell work, um, your altars, everything. Um, yeah, I have to glue this back on. I was trying to fix this. I got this unk. It's an Egyptian unk, and there's hieroglyphs on it. It has the lotus and the scarab beetle and the what is that? Snakes, omega sign, the plasma. Hee hee. This is the transmutation of spirit. Now I have to glue this back. Y'all know where I got this unk from? You'll never guess. I've told the story many times. Mirror came out though. I got this unk from Goodwill for $2.99. This sells online for like 20 something dollars. Maybe more now. But yeah, $2.99. Some here. This can also be used in alchemy spell work as well. Mirrors are portals as well. And they reflect light. It did come to me. I can't bring back Conspiracy Monday. I'm so sorry. YouTube censors those, y'all. Did y'all know that I could not go live for like 3 months because of one of those videos? Thank you, Janice Thompson. Thank you for the wonderful idea. I love your videos. Oh, thank you for the donation. Oh God, Janice. So sweet. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And yes, I'm trying to press that mirror in. But yeah, I can't really do Conspiracy Mondays anymore because I don't know which ones they're going to flag and which ones they're not and which ones they're going to find appropriate. And then I don't want to get my YouTube channel, unable to go live again. So I'm not doing Conspiracy Monday. YouTube censors now. So don't blame me. They took the video off too. They totally deleted it. So I am no longer going to be doing those videos. I guess I got too close to the truth. But I don't mind, I'll go by their rules. I don't care. That's why in the group, they don't censor that. On Facebook, they don't censor those. Well, not as much as they do to YouTube. No, it wasn't an alien video. So I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to get shut down again. They just shut down my ability to go live for 3 months. Yeah. So no, can't talk about it anymore. Putting my supplies in here. I know, but we can still talk about other stuff. We don't have to talk about that though, because I don't want to get shut down. What is this? No, thank you. No, I have too much stuff. My mom is at the store to want some stuff. I don't need anything else. Thanks, though. Thank you, though. I say thanks. Don't want to sound unappreciative. My mom was always trying to buy stuff and junk up my house. Okay. Where did you get your hematite unk? I don't even remember. I think I got this long time ago, many years ago, from a wholesale store, a wholesale shop that sells beads and like jewelry making stuff. And they had these hematite unks. It was a wholesale. You can probably get it online at a wholesale jewelry or bead making or, wholesale jewelry making shop, something like that. But I got that. That's where I got it from a long time ago. And I had a bunch of them and I saved a couple of them. Can you talk about darkness? Well, darkness is everywhere. I mean, outside of the earth, it's dark. It's the ethers and it's the dark matter and the dark energy of the universe. It penetrates everything. It's in everything. So it's everywhere, inside and out. And you use that to manifest and send, energy and messages as well, because that's how it travels anyway, electromagnetically in between the earth and the cosmos. Souls, spirits, some, turns into electromagnetic energy after gases are released from the body and then heats up, and then it rises and turns into like an electrical current, like lightning. Or have you seen those plasma balls, or when you're like in the winter time and you touch someone and you shock them? If you're in a dark closet, you can see like a little spark. That's what that energy is made out of. So that's how it travels through electrical currents in the air and into the ethers. And so that's why when you do spell work and you want to give offerings and honor ancestors, you light candles, because that heat energy will give them more energy, because they're made out of dark plasma, which needs heat and energy to manifest on 3D. So it gets real scientific once you start dealing with the alchemy aspect of it. What do you think of the theory that we're in a simulation? I feel like everything is already a simulation of a thought. A thought is a simulation, so you can think of an idea and, that's a simulation. A vision is a simulation, I was playing with Sasha's hair the other day, and she has a curly hair, right? Real curly hair. She has a little tight spiral, and I was thinking about how her hair is, and it reminded me. It's like, so you have two curls, two separate curls, right? And one curl is one universe, and the other curl next to it is an alternate universe. Okay. Now listen. What if you took a comb and combed these two together and made one big curl? What would happen to those universes and those people? Would they merge and become one universe, and they would still have the memory of the old universe, and some would still have the memory of their universe. So you'd have universe A and universe B, like the Mandela effect. Okay, this side over here will remember the Berenstain Bears, and this side over here will remember the Berenstain Bears. And then you comb them into one curl. It has to be a curl. You comb them into one curl, and now you have both universes combined as one. And those consciousness remain the same. That's how you know you can keep your consciousness with you. Some people don't even realize it, but that's how you can kind of tell who can take their consciousness with them as an indicator. Y'all, this dog wants to get in. Hold on. That's how I saw it. That was the idea that came to my head. So just by doing simple things, like playing with someone's hair, those thoughts would come into my mind. So you think the universe are constantly combining? I think so. I mean, think about it. If you did the string theory, it would make sense if it was a curl. The string theory. You had a curl theory because that's how the universe expands in a spiral. So that's how it stays together without falling apart. And I think a lot of people are talking about that CERN. I think the CERN machine may have just combined like those two universes together. Like it sends out, what did the CERN machine do? It like sent out something, a force or something, right? And which would collide, right? If you're colliding curls, which is like a brush in the same direction, if you're colliding them, like you're going to create that combined universe. And those who can keep their consciousness are going to realize something is wrong. And they're going to alert other people, and they're going to remind those other people, and that DNA is going to get activated and start kicking in and remembering that wasn't always how it was. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that don't realize it will soon realize it, because the ones that do realize it will tell them. And once they know this consciously, their veil will be lifted. And that's even in the Dead Sea Scrolls. When the left becomes like the right and they overlap, then you will enter into the kingdom. When the right brain and the left brain merge, now they're merging universes. Okay, or alternate universes. So I feel like everything is merging now, like everything. So that's where we are. Thank you. And whatever you're afraid of, don't just learn about it before you work with anything. Right? If you still have fear, learn more. You're not done learning if you still have fear. Fear is only created through ignorance. And I'm not saying people are dumb. I'm just saying ignorance means without the knowledge that you need to understand something. So never work with something you don't understand. Never work with something you're afraid of. Go learn all you can about it until there's zero fear. Okay? Just like some people would never do a curse because they fear threefold law. Some people would never do this because they fear this. Well, once you get past all that and learn all of this, and that, you can do whatever you choose because you no longer live in that reality of that fear. Right. Mm-hmm. You're afraid of snakes. She works with sex. Sound well, you can get stuff done without doing all of that. I'm just gonna say that's if that's what you want to work with, then but you're afraid to, that should tell you something. you know. I'm not working with something that I'm not comfortable with. Thank you. I have coconut water in here. So I have like bits of coconut. Um, but yeah, I'm not just gonna do something because somebody said it works. I'm gonna do something because I understand how it works. And by me understanding how something works gives it even more power. Hmm. Because fear is not going to help anything. It's not even going to help your work, your spells. It might even slow them down. Okay. What do you think about artificial intelligence? Will they be self-conscious? Um, hmm. Well, here's what I think. Plasma. Plasma, conscious plasma is conscious plasma. All you need is something to animate. Okay. All you need is something to animate. If it's a functioning body with electricity in a system that is self-sufficient, yes, it can have a consciousness. Ghost in the shell, ghost in the machine. What is plasma? Plasma is the fourth state of matter, in which um, they would call spirit matter. When your spirit soul leaves your body, if you're conscious and you understand what happens after death, when your body is decaying or burning, if you get cremated or it's decaying, gases are released into the to the atmosphere, into the ethers. A long time ago, they used to heat them up. When you heat up gas, you get plasma, which is an electric current of matter, which is like lightning or an electric shock. So you become an electro current of plasma or dark plasma, and you can go into the ethers or into space. Okay, the sun is made out of plasma. Okay, because it's a big ball of gas and it keeps burning and it gets hotter and hotter, so it's made out of plasma, not blood plasma, but electromagnetic plasma. That's what your soul is scientifically. So if you're conscious and you keep your conscious, consciousness, you're able to direct that plasma like consciously. It can travel where it wants to go. So if there is an electric body, if there's a functioning body right sitting here, you know, and people got enough electromagnetic dark plasma energy and found a way to mm, charge that artificial intelligence into that whatever robot, whatever it is, it could be done. I've seen it in ancient Egypt. You see the photos that of the carvings and the paintings where they're holding the ankh. The gods are holding the ankh up to the pharaoh or the queen's nose and inserting the plasma of the energies into them to animate them or to influence them. Here, I'll show you guys a picture. So, and here it is again. So as humans, go back to the story of humans. How are humans? Humans were created. Humans were not born. Humans were created just like we're creating robots, Go back to the story of creation. So just as we were created, we create. Except if they're of the cosmos and are already one with the cosmos, like as the plasma, whatever, their ability to express themselves is through nature and through the elements. That's why their technology back then was only through elements and through nature. We have the electromagnetic energies that they use for the light bulb. There was no waste or anything. So cosmically, those cosmic energies or beings would use human bodies to manifest in or influence through their dark plasma energy body, because it's an electromagnetic current, which means it's like a shock of energy. Okay, so it's all scientific. But yes, definitely you can give artificial intelligence. But it would have to be different from how the cosmic people, the cosmic energies are doing it, have done it to us. We're going to have to give them a piece of us. You know what I mean? If you can map and create a DNA strand and a consciousness onto a microchip, you can definitely give them a consciousness that can continue to grow and learn new things. Okay, so yes, definitely can do it. Mhm. James works with artificial intelligence. Hmm. Okay. Until the chip takes over. Well, until the plasma takes over. No, you have that too. Their chip could take over. Their plasma can take over. You ever wonder why you feel like influenced towards a certain thing or drawn to a certain thing for some strange reason, or if there's synchronicities or when things line up or when you have deja vu or all that kind of stuff. Or when you do something totally out of character. Plasma took over. But that's why they try to put themselves in a place where they're most comfortable. So you really can't tell. Y'all remember that movie Get Out? When the lady put the guy under hypnosis and then they put someone else's consciousness and they put someone else's consciousness into them with like a brain transplant or whatever. So you want to work with some energies of some spirits. You can also bring in more. Like you don't have to be just what you are. You can also upgrade yourself by doing like what we're doing, like this for ancient knowledge, for spiritual beings to come and work with you. You can also enhance yourself through knowledge and alchemy, spell work. So just like you can also a computer and artificially intelligent robot can enhance themselves, like in the Matrix when they plugged up to the computer and got information. You can do the same thing. We can't plug into the computer, but we can search and read. It might be at a slower rate, like a long time ago, but in the future it's going to be much faster. And we get cosmic energetic downloads. You can download stuff to a computer from the internet, which would be like their cosmos. You know, so everything is the same, but on a different dimension. So we are in a lower dimension. They are in a higher dimension. What we're creating an artificial intelligence as 3D beings are immortal versions of ourselves, but only a copy of what the cosmos have expressed through us. So think about that. Whatever we create, robot with a consciousness, is only going to be a copy, just like we're a copy of the gods. They will be a copy of us. You see? But they will still have a consciousness. I haven't seen Elon Musk interview. I mean, I saw like only the piece of it that said that he admired Edison more than Tesla because he had a business mind, but that's what I saw. And in every way and in everything, I would be their first and only preference. So that's how it's going to be. It's going to have a consciousness, but it's going to be a copy of the divine. We will be divine, but it will be a copy, but it will still be limitless, just as we are limitless. Do you see? The artificial intelligence will still be limitless, like we are limitless, but they will have a shell that can live longer, just like the cosmic energies have this shell that can live organically for however many years, you know. And maybe now that their copies have figured out how to make immortal bodies on the 3D earth, just like in the Matrix. Here's the part that y'all ain't gonna like. The cosmic energies can now start influencing you and your consciousness in order to be able to be expressed through artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence will be able to learn faster, retain more, remember everything, A, B, C, and D. So now you have created a 3-dimensional immortal being that is a copy of you, yet was influenced by the cosmos. So think about it. Okay, now that we've broken that down, I have a whole video on interpreting the emerald tablets. If you go through my videos the last like 2 or 3 months, you'll see titles that talking about the emerald tablet and where I break down what the light means. So it doesn't mean what you think it means. Okay. Though that light means many things in the emerald tablet, it changes meaning several times. Though the key is that even AI can search for divinity. If they ever do, they can also come into it. I'm sure they can. Yes. So we'll just keep going. It will just keep going, and then they'll create something. What else is there to create when you're already immortal? Think about this. If you were immortal, what would you create? Think about vampires. Are you? Yeah. So if you're immortal and you get tired of living forever, you're not going to want to stay in your body. Then they're going to start creating conscious hybrids, which we already have seen a long time ago because there's nothing new under the sun. That's why we have these hybrid beings that we keep seeing. Um, if someone said they did DMT, but in your consciousness, you see them everywhere, plastered on the walls of ancient Egypt. It's You're going to be tired of being in a human body. You're going to be like, I wish I could fly like a bird. Well, let me just go create a man bird because I'm not ready to give up my form as a human, but I want to fly like a bird. So let me just combine A, B, C, and D and be a bird man and get some respect on my. So that's what's going to happen. Then we're going to have hybrids once again. And then it's going to recycle all the way back. Oh, I'm tired of being an animal. I want to wear a bra again. I want boobs again. Remember when they had boobs? Then it's going to go all the way back until everything is going to circle back and back and back and back and back around again until they want some boobs. Y'all know it's true, and y'all know that I explain it silly, but that's what it's going to be. And then once again, like, I remember when we used to look like this. Y'all remember? Y'all want to be looking like that again. Okay, let's create it again. And so once the artificial intelligence creates hybrids, what they're going to do is they're going to have to create a human version first. A non-electric version. You're going to have to create a biological version first. And they're going to be merging DNAs. And through that biological hybrid, the cosmos, once again, the energies from the cosmos, once again, are going to be able to influence those hybrid 3D energies to then create something else. So that's what it is. Deep, right? Super deep. Which rap song says, rapped, you was who you was before you got her? I don't know. I don't really listen to 50 Cent, so. They call it transhumanation. No, transhumanism. Yeah, it is just part of being fully human. Yeah, like we were watching the show, and it was about like people who were trans or gay or bi or lesbian, or they didn't want to be labeled, and da da da, and they were getting offended because people didn't know how to properly address them. And I was like, well, I'm trans. I'm a trans hybrid alien plasma being. Okay. Why do we have to base everything on gender and sexuality? I'm basing it on this consciousness and this. Okay, I'm a transhuman. How about that? Of higher dimensional beings. If you say it like that, they don't think you're demon possessed. Now, the religious people say, "Oh, they're possessed and they work with demons." Nope, I'm a transitional hybrid human intergalactic plasma transhuman. There you go. Mm. The next time somebody asks me if I'm trans, I'm going to say yes. I'm a transhuman. I'm a transhumanoid slash ethereal being. That means you can't run game on me. Shira, can you talk about seeing leprechauns or elves when you're little? There are spirits that come in many forms, um, especially in your mind. Like your brain and your subconscious mind will have a vision of what something represents symbolically. Look up what those mean symbolically. Okay. Hmm. Like when I was little, I saw lion-headed beings that burned like fire. Like their energies burn like fire. I saw a lot of stuff too like that. That's how I know that we're influenced by different types of beings, whether we realize it or not. Hmm. Hmm. I seen some short, old-looking alien thing at the end of my bed. Oh, I was like 5. I don't know what it was. Every time I tell people, they don't believe me. I saw that. I saw 3. You know, I used to see all of those things when I was a kid. They're very much interdimensional beings that you can probably see at a young age because you haven't been programmed to not be aware of them. You know, your consciousness is still new. You're still connected to the ethers. You know, and the dark energy. So you will be able to see things that other people can't as kids. Hmm. You can. I mean, it's not just because people don't believe you doesn't mean it's not true. Do you feel like substances like alcohol have influence with spirits? I believe it makes it easier to take over your body. Of course. I think it's easier for them to have influence over you if you're not 100% there. You know what I mean? Mhm. Right. True, they don't call the right. It's kind of like here's what I see alcohol. I'm gonna give y'all a good analogy. It's kind of like hmm, let me come up with something really good. It's kind of like a seat. It's like a chair, and they get up to go use the restroom. It's really crowded, but they leave their purse there. That spirit can sit in that chair until you return, until you sober up, and they can put everything on your credit card, on your tab, buy drinks on your tab. So it's the same thing. So you're gonna let your body open to what I call, walk-ins or sit-ins. That's fine. You're still there somewhat, but you're not totally in control. You're doing things out of character, you know. Your chemistry is altered as well. Remember, alcohol is nature. And remember how the cosmos expresses itself through nature. Okay, think about it. A cosmic energy can express itself only through nature, and nature expresses itself through the elements. The elements are created, the elements create alcohol, or you make alcohol with the elements. Yes, very possible alchemically. Mhm. Mhm. You can get high on life even more than spirits. It's another low vibration temptation. Yeah. Always remember dreams since I was little. You think you have a good memory. Yeah. Well, just program your mind to remember your dreams before you go to sleep every night. Just say, I'm going to remember my dreams tonight. Then when you get up in the morning, either record your dream like on audio on your phone or write it down in a dream journal. Hmm. People would even think it's just my imagination and all false, but those who will think that they will cry later. Forgive me. It doesn't matter what they believe or you believe. We're all supposed to know something for our own purpose, like our own reason. So just because something happened to me doesn't mean it has to happen to you, you know. So don't feel like you're left out. Maybe something happened to you that never happened to me. Mhm. Mhm. Here's my thing. I don't do any type of substances. If I'm going to do any type of substance, it's going to be an alchemical substance like my elixir that is created by, now listen to this now, the elements of nature are in the substance, but man has taken the elements and used them to express himself creatively through, now look at this. Man can now express himself as well through the elements and of nature, because man is influenced by the cosmos, because man is nature. So you can make your own elixir through alchemy. Alchemy goes by universal law, by cosmic law, by all of that. Okay. And it keeps you in control. It keeps you at a point of self mastery. So, I mean, we can drink alcohol, um, and we can have fun and we can do all of these things. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you want to rise and you want to be influenced through the cosmos, to also create through nature and through the elements, that's going to be alchemy. So that is the closest you can get to being a cosmic being is alchemy. What do you think about mental illness such as dementia? You know, our we are given certain organic bodies, and when there's something wrong with one of the parts, everything is not going to work. You know, your brain is deteriorating and you're getting dementia. Then the cosmic energies or the plasma or whatever uh, cannot properly function through a body that's not functioning properly. Just like if you had an old computer and it kept, getting hot or switching off or not connecting to the internet, you're not going to be able to sufficiently do a project, right? Or make a video. So it's the same thing. If your body is messed up, you can't express things through it. Um, right. Now, a little bit, people that overindulge in certain things, shamans and people that use things, drugs or whatever, for spiritual purposes, do not overindulge. They do a certain amount, and they're in a mindset. and in an atmosphere to seek spiritual enlightenment. So it also, what are you vibrating on as well, you know? Hmm. Right. Yeah. Creation and destruction are part of the universe. Good and evil, whatever, you know. Hmm. Getting rid of the ego. Why would you want to get rid of the ego? You need the ego. Okay. Why would you want to get rid of the ego? I want to keep my ego. Now you can balance your ego, but don't get rid of it. You can control your ego, bring it out when you need it, because you definitely need it, or you wouldn't have been equipped with it, right? Some things are not for everyone, to each his own, right? So light and dark was created. That's why there's good and evil. Mhm. How to balance it? You said bad phrasing. Use it when you need it only. Only use it when you need it. That's how you balance it. You know, do you use your credit card for every purchase, or do you use it when you need to use it? You know, use cash for every purpose. I mean, purchase, or do you use it when you don't want to use your credit card? That's how you use ego, as needed. It's like you use salt as needed. Okay. So what happens if you have an ego death? Then you must create a new one. You need a new one because here's my thing. If you don't have an ego, then how are you going to defend yourself? How are you going to shine? How are you going to um, be proud? How are you going to teach your kids if you have kids? You know. Oh, you don't have an ego. You're going to be somebody's worker. You ain't. You get rid of your ego. You're going to be somebody's worker. I promise you. Can't be a boss with no ego. Okay. Um, at work, still learning from my teacher. Right. So no, keep that ego. Keep it and use it when necessary. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, yes, yes, okay, okay. I don't want to be too prideful. You know, I'm humble. I don't have an ego. Everything is out of love. Okay, well, if you love me, work for free. There you go. Um, mm, whoever got rid of their ego was scammed. With capital S. You were scammed. You just don't abuse power, is what we're told. Again, balance. Um, Abusing power, here's my thing. Yeah, we don't abuse power, but we don't ignore it either. Like we still use it to our advantage. We don't abuse it. That's correct. But people with egos don't abuse their power mostly. Most of them don't. Anyway, they just very proud of themselves, are very into themselves. They don't really abuse their powers unless, some we know some people that do, but most people don't. So, mhm. I've heard the ego keeps us from full ascension because it's too based in the realm of matter. Well, here's the thing. Do you really want to be on earth and not be able to enjoy it? I mean, think about it. If you don't have a body, you can't do certain things that you're probably addicted to right now. Think about it. You can't eat, you love food. You can't drink. You can't taste sweetness or sourness. You can't do anything physical. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can't mate. You don't have a body to even decorate. You can't put on makeup. You can't wear clothes. So if you were to fully ascend and mentally, spiritually, and physically, you're just going to get bored there and then want to reincarnate back into a body eventually again anyway. You see what I'm saying? So enjoy it while you're here. That's what it's for. Otherwise, why would we want to manifest in human form? Why would we want to come in a human organic body if we're not here to enjoy it? That's dumb. So many people focus on trying to ascend and escape the matrix. You're here for a reason. Enjoy it. Have fun. Learn some stuff. Enjoy yourself. Go do some stuff that you can't do without a physical body. Get it together. Get it done. And then if you already understand your purpose and all this other stuff, then why not enjoy it? Why live life like you don't have a body? Because when you die, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to have one anymore. You don't live like you're already dead. Live now. Express yourself, That would be like you getting a boob job and wearing turtlenecks and jackets. Who's going to see it? Nobody. It would be like you losing 50 pounds, but still wearing baggy clothes and no one can see it. Live for yourself, live for the moment, have fun, keep your mind right, go by universal law, enjoy this time on earth because it is limited, and be happy, y'all. Why do people want to suffer due to spirituality? Spirituality is fun. It's not supposed to be something serious and it's supposed to be fun. Thank you, Joanna Cruz. Okay. Thank you, girl, for the donation. You don't have to discipline yourself to the point where you can't have any fun. You should discipline yourself to the point to where you're free to do as you please. Get disciplined enough to free yourself. Some people will be disciplined spiritually, I can't do that. But they can't discipline themselves to free themselves materially. Okay. Yeah, spirituality, great. Free yourself that way. You're still in a body. Free yourself in the material world as well. You said you're addicted to weed. Hey, you know what? As long as you're getting this information and you know how to free yourself spiritually and mentally and physically, you're good. Religion taught us that we had to suffer. Yeah, but religion also taught you that you have free will. You see, in religion, they are all paradoxes, which cancels the whole thing out. In your holy book, you can find something saying this, and then in the next book, you can find it saying the exact opposite. So if you just combine all of those opposites, it totally obliterates itself. And then you're just left with the alchemy and universal law. Okay? Sure, you're teaching masterfully today. Oh, thank you, Eden. All truths are half truths. Exactly. Because there's something that's because of the polarity, because it will just cancel each other out. So do what you want to do. Enjoy this life. Know where to go after you ascend to to the ethers, and enjoy the life that you have today. Go by universal law. Live your life off the wall. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Eden. Thank you for so much masterful lessons. Oh, thank you for the donation. Thank you. Appreciate that. You can go to the ethers and become one. Yes, if you like. But usually people are going to want to come back and reincarnate a couple of times or for fun. And then, yeah, whatever. Do you think Thoth is mad that how the emerald tablets are all over the internet? No, because if you read them, it says they will be revealed at a time. Then at the end of the emerald tablet said these tablets will be revealed, and that da, da, da. It says the teachings were not meant for to be used in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? That's all that he was worried about. The information being used in the wrong way. Can you choose your parents? I believe if you are conscious and you didn't get recycled through the sun, yes. Hmm. Because if you're a cosmic, you become that cosmic energy, and then you can influence people on Earth as well if you don't go into the sun. Right. Um, who are the children of the sun and the children of the earth? There's children of the sun and children of the earth. Now, the sun back then did not mean the sun that you see in the sky right now. That's not what the sun meant. Saturn. Okay, got to remember that. The children of Saturn, the children of consciousness, the children that are conscious in their plasma form, cosmic, plasmic beings in human form. The children of the earth, I believe, have had their memory wiped and don't remember where they came from because they got recycled through the sun. Okay. Thank you for teaching so freely. You're welcome. Shay Love, thank you for the nice donation. I appreciate that. Oh, y'all are spoiling me today. Thank you so much, girl. Okay, so that's what I feel. That's what I'm really getting. Like, if y'all know anything about the Saturn rings, go read about the rings on Saturn. Read about what they're made out of and read about why they should not be there. And then you'll understand that the plasma energy, the dark plasma energy is conscious. That means it has free will to do what it chooses. Okay? Okay. Um Your mind is officially blown. Oh, thank you. Okay, so they used to call Saturn the sun a long time ago. If you go back and read in your, ancient texts, they would call Saturn the sun because it was said that Earth used to be a moon to Saturn, and Saturn was the brightest thing in the sky, close to Earth. So they would call Saturn the sun. And whenever you see sun symbolism, you always see a ring around a circle, right? So that's how, and then somehow some cataclysmic thing happened, and then Earth got shifted or Saturn got shifted somewhere, and now we're next to Sol, or the sun that we're looking at in the sky. So when all these ancient texts, it could have been Mandela effect way back then. They could have figured out how to do it back then to fool people and lead them to the wrong place, lead them astray, so that they can have their workers. You know what I'm saying? They're robots. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in human form and you go to the light, to the sun, that sun, you're being tricked. And you come back and now you got to start from scratch. You don't know anything. People have to teach you. None of this sounds familiar. You don't remember anything. You're not having these experiences that these other spiritual people are. You got wiped. Your heart, what do they call it? Your drive, like your computer drive, got wiped. You have no pictures, no memories, but your hard drive is gone. But we come back, we got that hidden file, you know. We come back and we're starting to access it sometimes. And when we are creating robots and we want to reprogram the dang robot, we're going to teach the robot, okay, well, when you stop functioning correctly, this is the procedure in order to, have a good afterlife. And we gonna lie to it to make it nice and easy so that we can reboot and reprogram the robot. But if a human were to tell the robot, when your plasma energy leaves the body, go to Saturn. Go to Saturn, whatever. They're not gonna have, that energy or that space or whatever anymore. You know what I mean? To manipulate and control. That consciousness will not be able to be reused. Okay, there are books where I can learn more. Yep. This is Moon, Saturn. Go study Saturn. Go study. There's a book called The Saturn Myth. But see, some people see Saturn as some people see all the things about Saturn, but they are going in the opposite direction because they're religious. Read between the lines. If you run into somebody like David Icke on YouTube and he's talking about Saturn, but he runs into the religious part of it, ignore that part and listen only for the science. Listen only for the science and the metaphysical, because a lot of people will get the same information but are still stuck in religion and they don't know what to do with it. There's nothing to do with it except fear. When you run into fear, you're stuck somewhere. So that's why when you see a lot of people teaching, they may have the answers, but they're stuck in the religious paradigm, which keeps them in fear, which is why they keep learning. But that's the trick. The more that they learn, the less they will fear. Okay. And I already know. Now, let me tell y'all something. I already know half these people know the truth. They just have to keep their audience. So they must keep teaching with fear in religion. There have been like preachers, pastors, priests who no longer even believe in the God of the Bible. Yet every Sunday they're up in that pulpit getting that money. Okay. Because that's their audience. That's their paycheck. That's their bread and butter. So they have to keep continually doing it. But they know about Saturn. They have all the symbolisms. Half of them are in fraternal organizations that teach this. So they know. Okay. But that is the whole point. They're free and the others are not. And the others who are not free are sheep. And in order to be free, you either must free yourself or someone must teach you, and then you must free yourself. So I made a video on the Akashic records like last week. Go to my channel page on my YouTube channel and you'll see it in the recent uploads. So here's my thing. I don't need a mega church. I don't need, I don't need to be a pastor of anything. I'm on YouTube basically for free. If those people sitting in that church want to know something, they just have to type it in. There it is. It's up to them. This day and age of information, there's no real excuse unless you live in fear or you just don't care enough. And that's what Thoth was upset about. Do not give this knowledge to people who are not seekers. Do not give this to people who are not looking for it. Okay. If you type something in and I pop up, you are looking. If it's being forced on you like religion, it's the same thing as casting pearls before swine. Right? Those programmed actually don't know. They don't know that's why the church is so dangerous. Yeah, exactly. People that are easily programmed are usually the people that went to the sun because they don't have anything on their drive. They don't have anything on their disk. They don't have anything in their memory. So whatever is put there is not rejected. Whatever is put there is not, you know, um, combated with other knowledge in their subconscious. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying don't go to the light or you'll be a sheep again. What does unexplained scratches on your thigh means? Ooh, I don't know. It means many things in many different cultures. So whatever your culture is, whatever you believe it means, whatever you think about it meaning, that's what it could mean. I don't like to get into superstition. Um, if you don't know something, you should go and learn about it as much as you can in all traditions, and then make your, um, you know, the logical answer. What do you think about the hexagon shaped storm on top of Saturn? I think it represents, well, a lot of people says it represents the Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself, creation and destruction. Um, it could also represent energy because Saturn is also made out of lots of gases and plasma. Okay, it could be energy. It could be conscious energy, creating, building. Thank you, Lisa McKenzie Garcia. She donated too. Thank you, girl. So, okay, if you were conscious energy, if you were conscious plasma energy, and you found, let's think scientifically. You found a planet made of gas, mostly in liquid. You are the fourth state of matter. You would be comfortable on that planet as electromagnetic plasma, dark plasma energy. You could go in and out of that planet easier than you could do on Earth. Why? Because there's only one transition from plasma to gas. So who's to say that your life as weather is not a life in itself? You know what I mean? I mean, you're going to get really super deep. We're living in a human form. What if we could be a storm? I mean, y'all know the comic book uh, superhero Storm. What if you could be a storm? I mean, in the in a lot of the ancient religions of Africa, Yoruba, there were goddesses associated with controlling weather and storms and water. You know, what if, who's to say that we're not able to do that on Saturn and then incarnate here on Earth and still have some of those same abilities? And as a feminine energy, we would still remain under the same alchemy, which feminine would be water, you know, storms. So we would still have those same memories and energies and possibly some of those abilities within us still. So if I was a storm on Saturn in the afterlife and I came back and I could control weather, oh, I'm a weather witch. Oh, I can do this. I could throw some stuff and sprinkle it and I was going to make it rain. Yes, because that's what you were on Saturn. You were a storm. So as we live on earth as a human being, we can live in other forms of matter as something else. hmm Think about all the superheroes. They are very telling. Think about Wolverine. That's a hybrid. Okay. Wolverine. think about think about all the superpowers that these beings have. What do they involve? Most of the time, weather, strength. hmm So yeah. I mean, even if you look at Black Panther, come on. They had your vibranium that came from the ethers and from outer space with this plasma energy, dark plasma energy. Come on. It's it's telling you guys that you possess these powers already. We already have them. We can do all this stuff. We just you keep getting wiped clean when you go into the light. And a lot of people don't remember and they'll just laugh at you and go back to church and keep praying. Um, to Jesus, who even knew about Saturn. Okay. If he was real, he was sure pushing that Saturn energy. And think about it, the Sabbath day used to be on what? Saturday. It still is for uh, Jewish religion. So why is the Sabbath on a Saturday long ago? Now it's on a Sunday. You see? So it shouldn't be on a Sunday. It should still be on a Saturday, which is, the day um, of Saturn. Right. And Saturn energy has a lot to do with discipline and becoming the best from changing lead into gold, you know. Um, right. So if you're tricked and you don't know any better because you don't do anything, you don't enhance yourself on purpose, and you just listen to what people tell you and you only stay in one book, which is a religious book, then of course you are okay to be recycled back through the sun because you didn't look for anything else. So you're not going to miss it. You're just going to come back a little bit upset because you know everybody else knows something that you don't, that didn't go. Or you'll just be doomed to repeat that again and again and again and again. Right. I want to turn lead into gold. Okay. That's a metaphor for turning yourself into the highest version of yourself. Yeah, the Bible has lots of things to decode in it. Shouldn't be taken literally. All things are not from earth. So a lot of people start talking about these star seeds. Everybody is from stars. Everyone. Your plasma. Everyone has star energy. Everyone is made up of a star from stars. Now, if you got wiped clean, you won't remember. But everyone. So some remember, some don't, because they've been wiped clean. They told us that in the poltergeist. They sure did, didn't they? That's what you can interpret the Bible, many other religions in multiple ways. Right. Yeah. I'm currently reliving a life I already lived before. It's amazing. I've made myself into a goddess. Awesome. See, she remembered. Uh, but people do control the weather. Yeah, people can control the weather. They just don't realize it. Think about it. When well, I don't really want to get too deep into this because it is conspiracy. But when there's a lot of things that's going bad on the planet, or when stuff is messed up, the Earth is. I don't want to sound cheesy and corny like a hippie or nothing, but scientifically, the Earth is nature, and the cosmos expresses itself through nature and the elements. And as alchemists and spiritual beings and those in the know, we express ourselves as well through nature. Okay, there you go. When we're upset, nature is upset because if we're in the know and we're into alchemy and we're into the occult and the information and we understand what's going on and we're upset as cosmic, as being connected to cosmic plasma beings, they feel it, we feel it, the earth expresses it. Basically, that's it. Um, mhm. Saturn rules karma too. Yes, but karma is also a choice, just like Saturn is a choice. You see? Um, and if you know alchemy, that's one of the rings you get past is the karma. Karma, the rings around Saturn are the gates. The gates you must pass, the tests you must pass in order to get to paradise. Okay, the gates of heaven. And karma is one of them. Yes, you are correct. You got to get past that, which means you have to totally dismiss it through universal law, because that is the only law that the cosmos abides by in this galaxy, anyway. So, getting past karma and not getting past that gate is very important. It is a mindset. Correct. If your plasma is not vibrating on a certain vibration, it can't get past a certain ring. That's why in the Emerald Tablets it says, when you get to the gate, you must profess who you are and ask again. And know who you are and what you are. And then you shall pass. If you know what you are, you vibrate higher, you know karma is not real. You're going to vibrate on a higher level of frequency, which will take you closer because it's magnetic. The base of Saturn is made out of iron rock. And so when the higher you vibrate, the more magnetized you will, let's break it down into science. The more magnetized you will get in the frequency, and you'll be more attracted closer and closer in. So you are conscious knowledge, even in that form of matter. That's why it's important to learn this stuff now so that in your afterlife or whatever, you got it. You got it. What's going to happen once we go into the age of Aquarius? Nothing. We're already, nothing's going to happen. We're just going to be in a different age. Just like in the Renaissance, the Golden Age, the Renaissance era, the Pisces age is when you'll see a lot of people waking up, right? The water bearer, is a female pouring water everywhere. I think we're seeing the effects of it now. The divine feminine energy, the feminine energy everywhere, the water, the subconscious mind, the subliminal messaging everywhere. We're going into it now. hmm How do you choose? You have to know this now. You got to know it, and when you die and you see the light, don't go to it. Go in ancient Egypt. They had a goddess, the goddess of the West, that ushered the souls into the afterlife. Now the sun rises in the east. Okay, why would this be a goddess of the West? Okay, think about it. You're going to go, I'm not saying the goddess is going to appear. I'm just saying this is information that is given to you so you don't go to the east. In the cemeteries, when they bury you as a Christian, they put your grave facing the east. So you are going to the sun. Your energy will go to the sun. If you are not Christian, you get cremated and all that kind of stuff, you're not facing the east and you're not taught to go to the light, then you're not going to go because that's not what you're taught. Your energy is still conscious. So instead of going to that light, you're going to say, well, if the east is there because the light is there, then I'm going to go in the opposite direction, which is going to be Saturn. And Saturn is the sixth planet. Earth is the third planet. So count. You see the rings, that's the indicator. Bing, 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 you got it. You see the gates. That's it. The gates are the rings. Lord of the Rings. You gonna get cremated? I'm gonna get cremated too, y'all. Mm, You got the keys, keys, keys. Good for you. We all got the keys now. Read the Emerald Tablets. It talks a lot about it. Mhm. Right. The physical realm is just an illusion. It doesn't matter which way you face. Well, just know don't go to the sun, don't go to the light, go to the Saturn. You'll see the rings. It's the sixth. From you, it'll be the third planet because Earth is number three. So three, four, five, and then six is Saturn. Okay. And you'll see rings anyway. Mm-hmm. The thing about being buried versus being cremated, your residual energies will stay on Earth, but you'll also be able to go to ethers. That's why they mummified the bodies so they can go in and out. But you can still do that now if you leave behind, ashes too. Ashes, body, DNA, a robot, a robot, a clone for y'all conspiracy theorists. Mhm. A cyborg, a doll. Will I be celebrating Dia de los Muertos? I always honor the ancestors, of course. Um, do you think ashes should be spread? They have it now where you can shoot your ashes into space. Hmm. That's what I do. Or you could put some on Earth and put some in the heavens. Sprinkle some on Earth, sprinkle some in the heavens. I know this one dude, he cremated his wife. I saw this on some weird TV show. Every morning he put a spoonful of ashes in his oatmeal and ate his wife. And that's spirit cooking for real right there. That old man was spirit cooking before it was a trend. Yeah, he's like, I just want to be with my wife again. So every morning I put a scoop of her ashes in my oatmeal and I eat it so that we can be one. Have you watched? I haven't watched Black Mirror. This guy has a wife consciousness. His wife's consciousness in his brain. He could feel all emotions and talk to. Oh, that's cool. Um, I guess his wife is part of him now. Yep. Um, you can work with pretty much everything. There is no limits if you're an alchemist. So if you practice alchemy and you study universal law, work with whatever you want because it all came from that anyway, the cosmos. Okay. Now I know there are going to be people that say, "Oh no, you can't do this and you can't do that." But you have to remember where all the information and knowledge came from. Came from the cosmos. You use the cosmos, you can bypass the middle stuff and create. That's why alchemists did certain things that have no culture, no cultural bias because it is universal. It's alchemy. Now you can incorporate it into your culture. That's what they did anyway. But if you want to do it in its purest form, then you'll do it based on symbolism and universal law and what resonates with you personally. That means it's time for me to go. I have a big mess to clean up. hmm Yeah. hmm Well, if you understood the spiritual meaning and the occult meaning and well, a lot of people didn't like the movie Black Panther, but it's only they were looking for different messages. I was looking for the science and the alchemy. Okay. We live in a world of black and white, good and evil, destruction and creation. Remember that. But the only thing that is never affected is universal law and the alchemy. That's what you need to start focusing on, because you can change everything else if you know the alchemy. Right? Or you can live in a different state of mind if you know the alchemy. So that's what I look for. I look for the knowledge, because with the knowledge you can do more. You know, it's going to take you to a higher vibration to know what you're looking at, uh, and then to focus on the earthly things that we know already know exist. You know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Saturn, sixth lord of rings. Go to Saturn if you wish to be food. Wish to be food for Saturn, for itself, to be reproduced, to be re energized. Think about, go back to ancient Egypt and you'll understand. The sun, if you go to the sun, which is your plasma is going to go to wherever it's pulled to. And if there's other plasma near, which the sun is made out of, is you're going to be drawn towards that. The next place would you will see Saturn. Okay, to be burnt up, because it's hotter on the sun. To be totally burnt up and wiped clean, to be recycled as a blank slate, is to go to the sun. To go to Saturn, you become part of its energy, and you get all of its knowledge and the knowledge of the masters that all went there. So I gotta go, y'all. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.